year, the question is asked, which athlete in all of the world is the strongest? This year, that question perhaps more difficult to answer than ever before. Of the 10 that remain, 4 have raised this trophy before. An American who looks to make history and win a 5th. Another American just returning from an injury that many thought ended his career. A Ukrainian who's vying for much more than just his 2nd title. And the defending champ, who many believe has yet to realize his full potential. They, along with the other top athletes in the sport, have just one goal in mind: for their name to be the answer to the age-old question: who is the world's strongest man? This is the SBD World's Strongest Man.
Strength, stamina, and raw desire. That's what we've been testing at the SBD World's Strongest Man here in Sacramento, California. And now our field of 30 athletes has been whittled down to just 10 men who will contest today the title of World's Strongest Man for 2022. Very few people have ever had the honor of that title. This is one of them, Mr. Eythor, the 2017 champion. Eddie, this is the kind of day that can make a strongman's career.
Yeah, it sure is. This is a big day for these guys. You've got to remember, these guys pretty much put their whole life into this contest. From last year, 12 months of hard work, sacrifice and dedication, all for this one moment.
Well, they find themselves in an extraordinarily tough field in this final. No less than 4 returning champions. Here's the lineup. Maxime Boudreault of Canada, one of 3 Canadian athletes. Mitchell Hooper, first-timer who's made it through to the final in spectacular fashion. From Iceland, Eythor Ingolfsson Melsted. Martins Licis, the 2019 winner. Trey Mitchell, who finished just off the podium places last year. 2020 winner Oleksii Novikov of Ukraine. Gabriel Rheaume of Canada. 4-time winner Brian Shaw of the USA, and the 2 Scottish brothers, the Stoltmans, Luke and the defending champion, Tom. Whoever finishes on top of the podium is going to take an extraordinary effort. 6 tests await our athletes. Let's get the first of them underway. It's event 1, the KNAACK Giants Medley, and our commentators are Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Well, thank you, James. Thank you, Eddie. I'm Danny Wallace, alongside the Strongman World's freshest-smelling aficionado, Colin Bryce. And the 10 finalists are set to begin their first event, the KNAACK Giants Medley.
Why, thank you, Danny.
Of course.
2 KNAACK job site boxers have to be carried down the course, and then you go on to the super yoke. 1,000 pounds on your back, and it's the fastest time wins. If you don't finish, you get a distance.
Representing the United States, Brian Shaw.
Well, first up, one of the most successful strongmen of all time, Brian Shaw.
Canada, Gabriel Rheaume.
Against Canada's Rheaume. First time in the final.
Yeah, first time at World's Strongest Man. He makes the final. It's amazing. There's Magnus Van Magnusson, our head referee. Like Brian, a 4 times World's Strongest Man winner. And here goes Brian, going for that historic 5th. A little bit of an error there. Just lost him a stride. You've got to load those boxes onto the platform. And they're meant to be on their feet. I think Rheaume's going to be told by the referee. Stand it up, he says, yes. That's why Shaw had to put his up. Here we go, super yoke.
Well, Rheaume struggling slightly to get that yoke up. No problem for Shaw. Just that focus, that rhythm. He's over, he's done it, and Rheaume just behind him.
So if you want a big job done, get the big man in, Big Shaw.
Absolutely, I'd let him help me move house. So, 33.87 for Rheaume. But ahead of him, of course, the aforementioned big man with 30.78 seconds, Brian Shaw.
Well, Brian, he corrected his error straight away with the boxers, and he was in the lead by the time he got to the super yoke. 1,000 pounds on the back, no problem.
Next 2 take up the challenge, Ingolfsson Melsted of Iceland. Supported by his fiancée.
Representing the United States,
Up against,
Trey Mitchell.
from Texas, big Trey Mitchell. Great character. Extraordinarily polite, too.
Oh, absolutely.
High value.
He's very polite. So many Texans are. If you see his dad in the background there with the Stetson on, cheering his boy on. And he was 4th in the WSM final last year. Eythor finished in 10th. So two men who've been here before, and how they're going to get off to the start. It's Eythor who's just a little bit quicker. But will Trey's natural power come through here in the super yoke?
He is extraordinarily powerful. And look at that, a great start from Trey Mitchell.
He's so brawny, isn't he? His enormous chest. And the weight, well, it sits well on his shoulders.
Excellent work there from Trey Mitchell. Ingolfsson Melsted just behind, clashing the yokes together.
Now, did he beat Brian Shaw there? I don't think he did, you know.
Let's hear it for Eythor, Ingolfsson,
Well,
Melsted.
37.61 puts him in 4th currently.
Give it up for Trey Mitchell.
And Trey Mitchell, he manages 2nd with 32.54.
Yeah, Big Brian still in the lead then after 2 heats have gone. I think he could have gone a little bit faster there, maybe just a touch too cautious.
Well, the Giants medley continues when we return to the SPD World's Strongest Man, presented by Rogue. Well, welcome back to the SPD World's Strongest Man and the continuation of the KNAACK Giants medley. 4 athletes have already competed, with the 4-time champ Brian Shaw the current leader.
Representing Great Britain,
6 remain, including
Stoltman.
Luke Stoltman from Invergordon. Just a fantastic competitor, a crowd favourite.
Representing Canada, Maxime
Up against,
Boudreault.
well, they call him Wolverine, Boudreault.
Yes, 3rd place at last year's World's Strongest Man, Max Boudreault. It was so good it even shocked him.
On the whistle.
It's given him a lot of belief now. As for Luke Stoltman, a man who's finished 7th twice in the world final, how much he'd love to get up into the top 3 at least and get in the podium. Now onto this 2nd box. Look at that, Boudreault picking up backwards and turning. A little goofy, and it's slowed him up a bit.
Well, very clever placement there of the boxes as well from Stoltman. He's onto the yoke.
He didn't get his balance point there. He staggered backwards. Did you see that?
I did.
Wow. Ooh, and he goes down again. Starts to slip a bit. He picks it up and pushes it over the line. And I don't think he's going to get done for sliding there. That is against the rules if you're trying to slide for a long distance. It has a certain amount of momentum. Let's see what Magnus Vermaagsen thinks.
Let's hear it from Maxime.
Certainly a very, very fast time.
It's 34.11 for Boudreault.
With a time of 28.72.
28.72.
The leader of the KNAACK Giant
Well, Stoltman
medley.
means he
Let's
moves
hear
into
it
the
for
lead.
Luke Stoltman.
Now, if he hadn't just overstrided a bit there, he tried to accelerate a bit too much, and really you can't get out of 1st gear with this. If you start trying to run, your legs will give way, and that's what happened there. He got punished.
SPD
Well, we've had one Stoltman, let's have another. Luke's little brother, Tom Stoltman, a.k.a. well, the world's strongest man.
Representing Canada,
But looking to change that.
Hooper.
And this guy's great. From Canada, Hooper, a surprising character.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a man who's tried for the long drive world record. He's been a marathon runner. Here he is in the World's Strongest Man final in his 1st year at World's Strongest Man. He's an extraordinary find, he really is. He's a fascinating guy.
And they're both quick. Move on to the yoke.
I was going to say he's keeping up with Tom Stoltman. He's going to beat Tom Stoltman.
Hooper does amazingly.
Oh, that's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Stoltman just behind him.
I don't think he can believe it. He's actually happy for Mitch there. It was so outrageously good.
Well, Stoltman currently in 2nd, 24.75.
Good time.
21.96.
And of course he's in 2nd because Super Hooper takes the lead, 21.96. Both men nipping ahead of Luke.
That is just outrageous. Big Tom must have wondered, oh, he got the pickup wrong as well, just like his brother did. I don't know if it was something they were practicing, but it went wrong on the day, and Mitchell Hooper, wow, I don't think he'd have beaten him anyway.
2019 SPD World's Strongest Man.
Well, we move on to Martins Licis, the 2019 World's Strongest Man, and he wants it back. Going head-to-head with, well, another modern classic contender from Ukraine. The incredibly powerful, explosive, speedy Novikov.
Yes, world's strongest man of 2020, the current Europe's strongest man. He's had all the troubles in his country, which has made his training very, very difficult. Had to get special leave just to come here from the highest office in Ukraine. But he's here, and he's full of heart, there's no doubt about it. And he's got that athletic ability, Danny, as you said. Look at this. He's got to be in the lead at the moment, surely.
Where did that burst of energy come from? That power.
Well, I'm not sure he's as quick as Mitchell Hooper there. Licis is looking a bit pedestrian here.
Well, that's a great performance from Novikov, as we've come to expect.
Well, of all the world's strongest man winners that are in this, it looks like Brian Shaw might be down the bottom of that pile. We've got 4 of them, let's not forget. Licis, I don't think he's that thrilled with that time. He goes into 5th. Now, Novikov, I think he was behind Mitchell.
Yeah, seems to burst a blood vessel in his nose. 24.84 for Novikov. There's nothing to worry about. It's just the skin is very thin there.
Goodness me, Tom Stoltman has beaten Novikov as well then. He looks really, really quick. Blood coming out his nose. Of course, the pressure he's put himself under there.
Winning it. This guy, first rookie, by the way, to win an opening event in the final since 𝗙𝗏𝗡𝗏 in 2016. Mitchell Hooper. So the rookie, well, he comes off with the first event win. The defending champ, Tom Stoltman, he takes 2nd. And the 4-time champ, Brian Shaw, takes 6th.